Let us begin in a supine pose. So bring yourself to rest flat on your back with your legs extended out along the mat. Allow your arms to roll away from the sides of your body. Let the knuckles rest into the mat and have the palms of the hands facing the ceiling, fingers curling naturally, and let there be space between the fingers. Slightly bring the chin toward the chest so that you rest centrally on the back of your skull. Unclench your teeth, soften the skin on your face. Let your shoulders relax and settle back into the mat. Have your feet hip width apart. Make any minor adjustments or alterations to refine your position. And release and let go. Allow the breath to lengthen so that the mind may become calm and composed. Have a couple of rounds of breath, preparing your mind and body for your practice. And then bend the knees, roll over onto your side and bring yourself round into a prone position so that you're laying on the front of your body. We're going to work towards Chakrasana, the wheel posture, and we're going to work through Cobra, Bhujangasana, upward dog, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, and camel posture, Ustrasana. So let us begin. Stretch your body nice and long onto your mat. So extend through your torso, making space from your lower spine right up to crown of head. Bring the hands either side of your chest, arms in line with the sides of your body, wrists, elbows and shoulders all along their equal parallel lines. Your two legs become one. Think of the cobra, the snake, as you practice. Breathe in and lift the shoulders and the chest away from the mat, keeping the shoulders down away from the ears. Now you should be able to lift yourself to a point where you could raise the hands quite comfortably. And then as you exhale, lower down, briefly a round of breath, and then prepare yourself so that we're going to take the shoulders and upper chest much higher this time. So we'll take a breath in, we'll press into the hands, we'll begin to straighten up through the arms. Now you can keep the elbows bent if that suits your practice. Pull your navel towards the base of your spine. If you feel that you can rise higher, then begin to straighten the arms, lock out the elbows, have the inner arms facing forwards, and then stretch up through the torso, stretch through the front of the body and raise the chin and the eyes to the ceiling, dropping the head and neck back. Careful not to crush the head and neck down towards the shoulders. You still want to be creating space as you lift. And then slowly bending the elbows, and reaching forwards as you lower. Bring the hands to crossed and rest the cheek. A breath in and out, acknowledging that the front of your chest is against the mat and thus there is compression. So think of opening in the upper back to enable great room for the lungs to inflate. Now let's move to the upward dog position. So we're going to take a breath in, we're going to rise up as we did for Bhujangasana. Straighten those arms, but we're going to raise the thighs and the knees away from the mat. Chin up, eyes up, look up if you can. Unclench your teeth. Pull your belly button, your navel towards the base of the spine. And then slowly, with control, lowering down. Stretching, extending forward as you descend. Cross the arms, the hands, rest the cheek. Nice deep breaths in and out. And then let's go once more into Bhujangasana, the cobra. So we breathe in, we create space, we draw in the lower half of our body towards the upper half as we rise up. Nice and relaxed in the face, dropping the shoulders away from the ears, stretching the torso, lifting up through the front of body. Breathe, and as you lower, reaching forward, almost as if you're elongating yourself along the mat, and then cross the arms and rest the cheek on the hands, and breathe in and breathe out. And then we'll bring the hands beside the chest, take a breath in, scoop the tummy up and draw yourself into hands and knees. Tabletop position. So just have a little bit of an arch through the spine, concave the spine, the cat-cow sequence, scooping the belly out as you arch. Dropping the belly low as you concave, and then return to a central. And then from here, walk the knees forward and bring yourself into an upright kneeling position. We're going to practice Ustrasana. Now it's your choice whether you would like your front of feet flat on the floor or the toes turned under. With the toes turned under, it's a slight less of a spinal flexion, only slight. So you choose what will be best for you. We're going to make space, lift the hips away from the femur bones, pull pubis to navel, navel to breastbone, so everything's rising up and elevating. You're going to take a breath in and reach the left arm forward, rotate it up and round and bring it to connect with the heel of the left foot. And then adjust the torso so that you become aligned again, left and right side of the body, stretching up to the ceiling. You're going to raise the right arm, circle it round, bring it to connect with the heel of the right foot. And then push the thighs, the buttocks and the hips forward and let the head and neck drop back. Create space as you breathe in. Surrender as you breathe out. And then you'll bring the right hand to rest on the right hip, left hand on the left hip, pull the tummy in, support the spine as you come up to the kneeling position. You might like to just bring the buttocks to the heels of your feet now. Take a moment for a breath, contemplation, if you like to, one palm of hand on top of each other. And then we'll bring ourselves round into a seated position, preparing for Chakrasana, the wheel posture. So this position is going to really stretch the front of your abdomen. It's going to open out your chest. It's going to increase the strength in your wrists and arms, in your ankles, your legs. It's going to develop your back muscles. Take time with this posture. No rush, no force. There are a couple of levels, foundation levels to practice, and you might like to stick with them for the beginning. And as your strength improves, you can move on to the fullness of the position. So let's take ourselves down to connect our spine with the mat. Have your feet and knees hip width apart, and ensure that the hips, knees and feet all stay nicely aligned. Be careful not to widen your legs too much. Be aware of not allowing the knees to roll outwards or roll inwards. I'm going to keep them nice and strong and facing forwards, so your toes are facing forwards. Give yourself a moment or two to adjust and become accustomed to the foundation of the position. Then you're going to breathe in, you're going to raise your arms up and over your head and bring your hands to rest by the sides of your head with your fingers pointing forwards, so they are pointing in the same direction as your toes. Have a nice deep breath. Fill the lungs and come up onto the crown of your head. Breathe. And then when you next exhale, roll back to rest on the back of the head and come back down. You might like to just rest your hands on your tummy for a moment. You want to keep in mind that when you do draw onto the crown of your head, avoid crashing your weight into your head. You want to stay light and lifted. You're actually using the strength of your legs and arms to take the fullness of the weight of your body, rather than stressing or pressuring the head too much. Let's practice that again. Breathe in, raise the arms up and over, bringing those hands beside the ears, placing those fingers into the ground, into the mat. Nice deep inhalation, and then dome the chest and the heart up to the ceiling and come onto the crown of your head. Keep the breath flowing. And then to another inhalation, push into the soles of the feet, the palms of the hands, and rise up. Keep the breath flowing. Keep the feet hip width apart, the knees hip width apart. If you feel that you can go onto the tiptoes, then do so. Have the eyes looking just through the hands, through the arms. Breathe. You could straighten one leg, release back to a central position, straighten the other, whilst keeping in focus both sides of your body. Keep the breath flowing. And then gently, with control, back onto the crown of the head. Roll onto the back of the head. Bring the spine to connect with the mat. Draw the knees in towards the chest and give yourself a hug. You might like to rock from side to side. And then we'll roll ourselves into an upright position. We're going to draw the heel of the left foot in towards our pubis. We're then going to bring our right foot outside of our left knee. Take a breath in and rise up through the torso. Bring your right hand outside of the right hip. Bring your left elbow outside of your right knee. Bring the hand to face upwards. Nice deep breath in. Exhale. Just looking over the right shoulder. Connect with the trunk of the body. Observe the activity of the belly button. Gently release. And then we'll just change those feet over so that the heel of the right foot comes in towards the pubis. The left foot comes outside of the right knee. Take your time to become accustomed to the foundation of the posture. Bring your left hand outside of your left hip. Rise up through the torso to a breath in. You may even find it helpful to move the flesh off the torso, just to allow and make more room. Bring your right elbow in front of your left knee. Hand up. Turn and look over the left shoulder. Teeth unclenched, skin on the face soft. Breath flowing. And then gently release. Allow the legs to cross. Sit tall. Have the hands on the knees, palms down, palms up, whichever feels good for you. Close the eyes. Become aware of how you feel internally and externally. Tune in to the beat of your heart, the rise and fall of your chest, the activity of your belly button. And find that center of peace inside you. Take precious moments here in serenity, tranquility, to assimilate all the goodness of Chakrasana, the will posture. And then opening the eyes, bringing the hands together at the heart, acknowledging and being grateful for the new energy that is now filling you from your toes to the top of the head, creating that sense of safety that yoga is good for you.